Hey Isabella. So today or right now we'll be conducting a little interview with you about my childhood and how, there was creativity and imagination involved. I'm going to ask you questions about me, us, the family. No pressure. We're just talking here. Whatever memories you think of, just let me know. Say it, whatever. We're just talking here. I do have a couple of specific questions that I will be asking you. And seriously, there's no pressure. We're just having a conversation here because I can see you're getting a little tense now. So don't worry. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off really easy. Okay. The first question I'm gonna ask you is, what is your favorite memory / story of us when we were younger?
Okay. I think that one of my favorite memory would be when we would go up to the lake house, that we would spend like hours by the lake trying to catch salamander or even fish.
Fish.
And then, yeah.
Did we have a fishing pole, or were we just trying to the little ones with our hands?
Yeah, with our hands.
Yeah.
We were just trying to grab them.
Looking back at that 10 years later, I don't know if that was the smartest thing, but
Yeah, definitely wasn't. And then we would like bring it back to the house, and Mom and Dad got us like the fish tank, and we would try to keep the salamander, but they wouldn't let us because we were too young to have pets like that.
yeah, so we didn't end up keeping them, or
No,
because I honestly don't remember.
They would make us put it back in the
water.
In the water, yeah.
It's the lake.
Like after a few hours.
Oh man, I can't believe I ever went in that lake. Now I'm thinking about it. But regardless, yeah, fun times. If you have any more you want to say, just say. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
We're just talking here. So let me start off with let me continue on with another easy-ish question, and that is, what did we used to do for fun when we were younger?
I think we actually spent like a lot of time together when we were younger. Just like hanging out in the backyard. We would play. We would play cops and robbers in the alley.
Yeah.
And we would do like handball and soccer.
Handball where?
On Amy's part.
Oh right.
In the back.
You're right.
Or like we would go to the park.
That's true.
144, and even in the lake house. I mean, we really just had each other there, so we were spending like weekends there, doing archery in the woods.
You're right. We did have a bow and arrow.
Yeah, my bow and arrow's downstairs.
Oh, do we still have it?
Hmm.
Oh, right. I do remember doing that.
Yeah.
We used to do anything else with it?
Yeah, we would. I remember like we would go in the woods and we would pretend to like hunt birds and like deer, like as if we were like back in the old days, trying to find food for the family, stuff like that, and like kayaking. I remember we would do bike rides with Dad. Well,
right.
Well, you would. I didn't like bike riding, so I would sit on Dad's bike.
Oh, and the back seat, right?
Yeah, and even like skiing on Holiday Mountain. Or you and Dad would ski, and I would stand on his the back of his skis and hang on.
Yes. Wow, I didn't remember that either. But you're right. We did kinder ski there, or I did, and then we did it a couple years later.
But I didn't like that either, so I would just hang on to his.
Those were definitely some good times.
Yeah, and the hot chocolate, remember?
No, what?
We would always want, like, they had like the best hot chocolate
really?
up there. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember their cabin, like the main part, but it's been so long.
Yeah, I think it was like a regular like cafeteria, and Mommy would just sit and read.
Oh, you know what? I do remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, we would always want their.
And Mom would
hot
sit
chocolate,
there. Yeah. Mom would sit there and just read her books and stuff. Yeah. Of course I remember. Wow, long time ago. So would you say? I mean, you could think of more activities too, but more specifically with the activities that we did together, do you think, there was any creativity there? Like you fostered creativity. we were being very imaginative? Any activities you think that included that? Any other things you can think of?
Yeah, like especially at the lake house. I remember I used to have like this big like kitchen set, and I remember we had like the Play-Doh, and we would make like waffles and
Right.
like pancakes, and then serve them to mom and dad like as if we had our own restaurant.
Yeah, who would then pretend to eat it? And,
Yeah,
you know,
tell us how good it was.
Yeah.
I remember what else? Oh, like if we would go kayaking, we would pretend like there was sea monsters, and like we had to like get away from them, or even like we shared the room growing up.
Remember? Oh, that's true. We had the bunk beds. Remember the lava floor? You see
Yes,
that?
that's what I was. And the couch, and we would like jump from couch to couch.
Yeah. Because the floor, we used to pretend
The floor was lava.
the floor was lava, and
And we
whoever
had to
stepped
jump
in
around.
it, and whoever stepped in it would lose.
Yeah.
Thinking back on it, I don't know what the point of that game was. I don't know. We were so young.
Yeah.
I guess it didn't matter. We were just looking for stuff to entertain ourselves, you know.
Yeah, because there wasn't much to do there.
Do you, I guess would you say that, having that second house upstate, in the middle of the woods, do you think that helped ramp up our imagination, or again foster our creativity versus being, our primary home being in the city, or Queens, right outside, basically in the city? Do you think it helped in our childhood?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we really like only had each other and movies. So like, if we weren't watching a movie, we had to think of stuff to do, and I mean, we were always coming up with new stuff to do.
Yeah. Do you remember any of the other new things?
I mean, even just like we would do crafts, and like we said like the floor was lava stuff, like because it was such a big area, we would like take the pillows and make forts,
Wow, right.
and
the
hide
forts.
in them. Oh, and do you remember we had like that slinky thing that we would crawl through?
Slinky thing?
It was like yellow and
Yeah, actually, I think I do remember
yeah,
that.
and like we would use that like with our forts and stuff, like as the entranceway.
So, do you think that the lake house had a bigger impact on our creativity versus here? Would you say that it did? Being isolated in the woods, and remember there was no we didn't really have cell phones back then.
Well, we
but
still went when we got phones.
True.
Yeah, no. I do think though that I would say it actually did help, because there was really no one else by us. I mean,
True.
Yeah, like there was nothing around us. We just had our games and each other.
And the land to play on, and the lake and the lake in the back. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
mean, like we're here. If we want to do something, Daddy or Mom would take us. They could take us to the park or whatever. But out there, like
The
we
land was our
were
park.
by ourselves. Yeah.
Do you think me being older than you by 3 years, do you think I helped you with the creativity, or do you think maybe you were taking charge? How do you remember it? It's okay if you think you were. I mean, we could have two very distinct memories of it.
I don't think I was.
I think it was me.
Yeah, I think like you came up with better games.
I guess being older helped.
Yeah, like I think I would just like follow what you did.
And just go along just to make the best out of our
Yeah,
situation.
I guess like
Which wasn't a bad situation, don't get me wrong.
No, I think like for me it was just always more fun like to just have the game made up for me, kind of.
Yeah, I guess. Less work for you, more fun.
Yeah, more fun for me.
Do you think between the two of us, who do you think is more creative, would you say?
Definitely you.
Yeah, you think so?
100%.
Why?
I mean, my extent of creativity probably went to me like playing library in my room by myself, where
Fair enough. You always had your
You-
American Girl dolls too and stuff.
yeah, but that was like it. Like you just, I mean, you've always been like super creative. I mean, even with your clothing stuff.
True.
Like
I did speak about
It's
that with mom
always-
fashion and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it's like followed you
Yeah,
through
I
your
guess.
whole life. Where me, like, I'm definitely, I mean, I'm probably more creative with like food, like with my baking.
Yes,
I
you
would
were a
say
big baker. That's
there.
true.
That's where I'm creative.
True.
But nothing else I would really say. I'm not,
All right.
yeah.
Well, if you can think of more things, just add them in. But now I'm gonna ask a little more, I guess, of a personal question, if you will, about me. So, from the perspective as being my sister, do you think I've changed up until now since I was a kid? And if so, how, elaborate on it. How so?
I mean, I think like you've changed in like the basic, like you've matured, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
But honestly, like even as a kid, like you were always, you're always sweet, like you were always so kind and nice. Like very personable. You always included everyone. Like I don't think.
You think that you
I think like all your like great qualities from when you were younger stayed with you.
good? Oh, thank you. What so I guess continuing off of that, what do you think would be my biggest skills slash strengths what do you think were my biggest skills or strengths growing up?
So I think your biggest strength would be like either you being personable or just, like how you would always include everyone. Because I think, that's just even as in the adult world, that'll always be great,
Yeah.
It'll help you out in business, just everything. I think that's definitely your strength.
No man left behind, huh?
Yeah.
So going to the opposite of that, what do you think about my weaknesses growing up? You can be truthful. It's okay. Because this is a project about myself and how, I see things obviously from my perspective, but now coming from, the perspective of my only sibling, you could be truthful what you think my weaknesses were, or, whatever you think. Yeah, I know it's a tough question.
Yeah, that one is. I don't know. I mean, like, see, I feel like when we were younger, we weren't like as close
Mm-hmm.
because it was just like such a weird age difference. Like,
A little bit, 3 years, a little weird.
So I guess like from my perspective, like growing up, like sometimes like, you were like, I could like perceive you as, I guess, like selfish.
There you go.
Yeah, like I guess I would say that, but like now that we're closer, like, I think
Yeah,
It's different,
It's
but-
different being like,
older.
well, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
but like from, that age from like whatever.
Yeah, like
2
now
to
now
2 to
we're older.
6 or some 2 to 7, 8,
Yeah.
And then from like the teenage years where I'm 13 and you're 10,
Yeah,
or
like it's
16
just weird
and you're
ages.
13, Now I'm 20 and you're turning 21, you're about to be 18, we're both beginning our adult lives, if
Yeah.
you will. So it's
Yeah.
definitely a little bit better.
Yes.
Or a lot better, rather.
Yeah, definitely a lot better. Yeah, I guess I would say like selfish would be a weakness.
From your perspective.
From my
let's
perspective,
make
yes.
that clear. Got
Yes,
it.
from mine.
I appreciate that. So let me ask you this too. What do you think I valued most growing up?
Definitely family. And I think, like mom and dad like had a lot to do with that. Like we always, we just loved spending time together. Like even like we just said like we weren't that close, but like
As a
even
family.
so, well, as a family we were all very close, but like just even us, like, but God forbid something happened to me, like you were the first one there to help me, to get me back up. Yeah, family is definitely something you value the most, I think.
Yeah, I think I would have to think I'm gonna have to agree with you with that one. Let me see. So what do you? I'm sorry. I'm like flipping back and forth between positive and negative. But going back to, I guess, negative, which will then turn back into positive. What do you think my biggest struggle was growing up, and how do you think I overcame it, if I did? And again, be honest, because this is time for me to self-reflect and look back at things that maybe I didn't. I thought one way, but maybe I could see it in a new light now. So.
Okay. I'd say one struggle, would definitely be your height. I mean, we're on the shorter side.
Of course.
We're a short family. And I think
We are.
I don't know, probably like once you got to high school, like middle school, high school, that's I think when you started to it really bothered you that you were a little short.
Yeah, definitely. When my friends were hitting their growth
6 foot,
spurts.
yeah.
Most of my friends were 5'10", 5'11", and above. So yeah, it was
Understandable.
walking with giants most of the time. But
yeah, it still bothers you today a little bit,
no,
but
I don't think as much.
Oh yeah, no, not as much. I think just as you got older,
Now it's more
you realize that there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, now it's more wow, you're tall. You're a tall guy, even though a man who's 5'11" will be he's an inch, 2 inches taller than me, whatever. But I see it in a different way, obviously.
Yeah.
But again, that's just the way of life. But how do you think, since it bothers me less now, how do you think I overcame that?
Well, I think just as you got older, you realized there was nothing you can do about it, and you realize that you don't have to be tall to be personable and have a great personality.
Or be
being
successful
tall,
in life
yeah,
either.
that being tall has nothing to do with how well you do in life. And I think once you realize that, you started focusing on how great of a personality you have, and how I think you realize that you can be successful even if you're short. No one cares about your height.
That's true. Do you think I had any other struggles?
Yeah, I think so. I think you were a little chubby growing up.
That is true.
And then I guess once you started playing sports, you slimmed down a little bit. But then you would get chubby again. And then freshman year, you definitely got fat freshman year.
Well, fat is a strong word.
You were definitely chubby freshman year.
Yes, I did gain a little weight.
Your nickname was Lil Chubbs.
That is true. That was when I was 13, 14, 15.
Yeah,
wow,
you would
you're
write
right.
it in your notebooks.
You're right. I forgot about that.
You were Lil Chubbs.
I was Lil Chubbs.
But you overcame it. You just started eating healthier. You were going to the gym.
I was going to the gym. Playing competitive soccer definitely helped with that because I could not stay the way I was if I wanted to.
And play soccer, yeah.
And go far. No. All right, well, appreciate that. Well, I guess that's how I overcame that, but yeah, I appreciate that. I wanna talk a little bit more about the lake house because at the beginning of this interview, I was not really thinking about the lake house, but as we were talking about it, I realized how vital it really was in our childhood.
I think it
and when did we sell it? We sold it right before I went to college, or about a year before I went to college.
In 8th grade, so yeah.
9, 10.
Yeah,
I was in 11th grade.
You were in 11th grade, yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty much a year before I went to college. Because I was playing competitive soccer, we couldn't go back up there, and then you started, so it was never any time to go there. But I really have to say, thank you for bringing up those memories because you're right, the lake house really was, a huge part of our childhood, and when we have other opportunities to go hunting in the woods, with a bow and arrow, even though
real stuff. Well, they were real stuff.
They were real stuff, but they were a little.
They were kiddie stuff.
Kiddie stuff, but you still, if you shot the arrow hard enough, it would get stuck stuck in the ground at least. Maybe not a tree, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I think you're right, and I think that's very important while I'm doing this project to self-reflect on, you know, how the lake house
Yeah, I mean, we were there every weekend.
pretty much every weekend. You're right.
We were.
You have any other stories? Anything else you can think of that there was creativity fostered specifically in the lake house? I'm trying to think too, but
I mean, I feel like it would be like kind of like, you know, like we had like the race cars,
we had the race cars. Oh,
Yeah,
the remote control ones, or the ones we used to get in.
the ones that
We
we
used to
used to like
drive.
start at the top. Oh my God.
Which one?
Yes, the one we used to have the ones that we would drive.
Yeah, those kiddie ones.
I forgot about those. Yeah.
And like the motorcycle and stuff.
Yeah. Oh right, the motorcycle. No, remember like the little like hot cars, but we would like build the track like ourselves
Oh,
and
inside.
make like all like the obstacles.
Oh, and pretend
With, like, the
race
wood.
and stuff.
Yeah, with like the wood tracks. I don't know. It was like it wasn't even for the hot cars, but we added
it. Was the one where you had the remote control thing, and you used to press that button and it would go around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah, those were good times. We used to
Yeah.
just make up games and obviously race, and whoever got there first was the winner.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Anything else where you think like we did something creative where, or you know, any other activities where we were just being kids and just trying to make have a good time?
I mean, you could even say with like our Nintendos. Remember with like
Oh my God, the dogs and
the
Nintendo
Nintendo
dogs.
dogs. Exactly. Remember we used to go on like we would like connect our thing. We would go on the walks together,
Yeah,
like
you're
on
right.
the Nintendo.
We would go into our own virtual world and
World,
get
yeah.
lost and have a whole different life with our
Yeah.
30 dogs we used to keep. That's so funny. I can't believe that. I did not remember that. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time with me. This is giving me a lot to think about. And you brought up some very great points, and I appreciate that, so thank you.
You're welcome.